Ragnir throwing back to the old Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla, but it's both Mecha versions going into this game. That's not going to give them more defense, but the Ragnir from Neeze is going to have high defense, opting into the defense stance, giving 7 defense. So overall, the defense game is going to favor the blue team.
Yeah, that defense is going to be really nice. Of course, a very popular stat line to put into for 2v2s just because it's very easy to take team damage. We've seen teammates hit each other throughout the day so far.
Now it is opening up pretty even, already seeing double side signatures coming out from Zyder. The first one missed, the second one did make a connection onto Tobi. The blue team a little bit worse for wear here. Both of them now in the red at this point. 720Polyshot is dueling Tobi over on the edge. Can't secure the KO. You saw the exclamation point start to come out. Went over back onto the platform. Meanwhile, Zyder gets the KO onto Neeze. Tobi left alone. Not too much pressure put on him. He did throw his weapon away. It ended up hitting Neeze, and he wasn't able to grab a weapon. So both members of the blue team unarmed. Red team going to continue to control those weapons. A little bit of a hit after a hit, following up off their teammate. Zyder still swinging here. Got another KO. That's the first 2 KOs going the way of Zyder here in this game.
And not a red person to fall just yet. That axe recovery still not enough to take out Zyder. You're seeing both red team members in that kill percent right side. 720 going for the gimp, is going to miss the ground pound, and Tobi is going to get back up safely.
I never like to see people throwing away stocks. Like, he went, let's just be real, he went a little bit too hard for that one. He had, like, kind of the stock to burn, but he didn't have that much of a stock to burn. Tobi is getting into the orange. Now he's fighting Zyder unarmed over the edge. A little bit of a head bonk there. Gets the ground pound in the orange. Follows it up for the KO. Bonks his head just a little bit, but still gets back. Here comes the team combo. The dodge down is going to interrupt after the second hit. There is a KO. Now, both members of the red team have lost their first stocks, but the blue team is on their final stocks. Not in a great spot here in game 1.
Yeah, red team looking really strong. You did see a little bit of thinking there. Zyder wasn't quite sure how to follow up off the Qatar Neutralite. It's not a common setup tool for those 2v2 combos, but still, red team looking good. I'm seeing, honestly, I want to say it's a little bit of disrespect to Tobi with how much this red team wants to unarm Gimp Tobi off the stage on the right.
Yeah, that's like 2 different times. They really went hard on it. And you see 720Polyshot didn't really have that stock to burn. They are able to KO Tobi. They have Neeze in the red, but still, look at the difference between where Zyder is in his stocks and health versus where 720Polyshot is in his stocks and health as well. He could have held on to that stock a little bit longer and could have even put this team in a better position. See, now he has the stocks to burn. Go all in, go buck wild, put everything on getting that KO because you got a lot of room to go with. Man, Tobi.
Yeah.
199 damage. We've seen a couple games like that from him and Neeze. We've actually seen that shoe being on both players' feet at one point where Neeze is doing low damage and Tobi doing a lot of damage. Then we've seen Tobi do low damage and Neeze doing the most of the damage.
Yeah, it's always nice when both are at least kind of even instead of one person really picking up all the slack. You usually want to have a good spread of damage, and so it's going to be on Tobi to pick it up. You're seeing him on this Bodvar coming into game 2 on Shipwreck, and Neeze over to the Koji for the bow and sword.
Now, before Tobi had that spear in like the 2 different engagements where the red team came into him unarmed on the edge. Now he has that hammer. If he has that, he can scoop up above, he can scoop down below. That gives him great vertical coverage, especially if red team wants to aggress onto him with no weapon.
Yeah, it's going to be really good for threatening the vertical. Nice big side sig. Going to take out 720Polyshot. We're not seeing the same stock extension that we saw in game number 1. Looks like the character swap's working out for this blue team so far.
I'm liking Koji right now, too. Talking about sword characters, man, I am digging a Koji pick now. We've seen a couple so far today, and I was seeing, I think it was Heisen in the lab. Oh, no, the ground pound from Zyder is going to end that stock. We're at a dead even game, though. Both players, Zyder and Neeze, are in the red compared to 720Polyshot. That is going to be a stock loss for Neeze. Red team maintaining just a tiny bit of a lead. Have the 1v2 opportunity, but Tobi finds a side air, gets the KO, and we're basically even.
Good cleanup, but Tobi just burned his recovery. 720Polyshot saw the opportunity. You saw him dip down, and he's just keeping this pressure on top of Tobi. That might be the game plan for this red team. Relegate Tobi to that 200 damage mark, not let him play the game.
Ooh, Polyshot putting out a lot of good damage on his guitars. Now he's disarmed, continues the onslaught of multiple hit strings, has the sword in his hand, finds the turnaround side air. This could be a KO onto Tobi. Yes, it is. Neeze didn't even turn around and really do anything. You saw 720Polyshot was looking great follow-up from 720Polyshot. Have the option. Really kind of only was able to go for that side signature, which he was hitting in yellow, but somehow Tobi lost his in-air movement economy and died.
Unfortunate. Tobi gonna fall out of this one, leaving Neeze to the 1v2 against the 4 stocks of the red team. Zyder, deep red, you're seeing him play a little bit further back, maybe expecting 720 to set up for the team combo. We've seen them do it once before already, but this is gonna be hard for Neeze. Does hit the recovery, still not enough. Shipwreck does have a very big kill box.
That was a really weird recovery hit, too, because Zyder actually dodged back into it. It was like Neeze pivoted the recovery on that one. And then you saw the one right before that. He ended up dropping, so he didn't get that big force stomp. You're seeing the down air. Neeze ground pounds, and Zyder immediately sees it coming, hits the hammer side air, doing big work here. Neeze is kind of on death's door here. He is able to grab a weapon, hits a nice sidelight, chase dodges forward, a brazen move, gets a KO.
That's so sick. They have so much health and stock to play with. They're hitting their teammate for the chase dodge for the hit.
Very interesting choice on how to play this in game. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, or I've never noticed it before, so I'm glad you pointed that out, and that is going to be all but an easy game for 720Polyshot and Zyder over here, putting out not insane damage numbers, but good damage numbers, which indicate they're getting KOs early. You're looking at 492 and 480. Let's round that down just a little bit to make the math easier for my small brain. That's 150 per stock that they're getting the KO. Throw a little bit more on there because the numbers are a bit above that, but still, 160, less than 170 on each stock. That's incredible when they're getting those KOs.
Yeah, that's pretty good, especially on Shipwreck. Again, one of the wider kill box maps. Getting those stocks at what would be relative efficiency means that you're likely denying them wall touches. It's not that they are going all the way out to the kill box because it's so far away. Instead, it's just getting that damage built up and then sending them far enough that they can't get back safely. And now we're seeing Neeze and Tobi. This is going to be their do-or-die team comp of the double Bodvar for game number 3. If they get taken out here, they're knocked out of the tournament, going home with a nice little 5th place finish for the first tournament of the season.
Yeah, that's huge. That's seriously huge. I don't even want to say that it's nice. It's better than nice. That is so huge to start out this year for Neeze and Tobi. A great place to finish, like kind of almost regardless of who you are, but for someone like Tobi to come out 5th big early on this year, that is fantastic. I cannot overstress that enough.
Yeah, considering about 5,000 attendees signed up for this tournament, that's real nice. But here we are, game number 3, Shipwreck again, and we've got the double Bodvar, double hammers on the blue team. Zyder gonna dodge through that side signature and is just keeping control of this corner, but Neeze with some nice recoveries, starting to put out some hurt onto the red team.
Now, one more thing I wanted to quickly mention about the kill efficiency of the red team. It's not even just Zyder like hitting a signature because he has high strength to get those KOs. They split him right down the middle, but the opening of this game is going to be very different. The first KO is actually going to be onto Zyder, so the red team a little bit behind here. You see 720Polyshot is sort of damaged, not near as damaged as the blue team. Tobi's going to be the first to fall for blue in regular fashion, and a double KO is now going to put the red team ahead.
Yeah, for a moment there, it looked like 720Polyshot didn't quite recognize the game state. We saw him do a downlight into a nair, which is not really a knockout option. It's just kind of like a quick pressure move to maybe go for a juggle. But then he realized both blue team members in the red got the double recoveries for the double knockouts.
Zyder trying to control the ground there. Back-to-back sidelights, one direction and the other. Now chasing into the air. Even chase dodged into the air. There's going to be a stock loss on the right side. Neeze is going to grab that one very quickly. You see the big side signature from Zyder, but it was from middle of the stage. So Tobi gets back. 720Polyshot chose to grab the middle of the stage, ended up getting the KO onto Neeze, and then Zyder follows up with a KO onto Tobi. Great work from the red team. They've now reined it much more back in, and it looking like the other games.
Yeah, what a great follow-up from Zyder. Wasn't quite confident. Again, that high ceiling, so just guarantee it, be up in there for that recovery and getting that knockout. Red team looking really strong. 720Polyshot just barely hurting on the second stock, but Neeze is finding these hits with the downlight side air.
Tobi's going to have to start doing work with the hammer. He's going to start it off with the neutral air, KOing Zyder off the top, putting him in his final stock. 720 Polyshot carrying off the stage. Weapon toss is going to guarantee that very easily. Now everybody on their final stocks. Tobi's going to have to do some work, and he's going to have to not get hit. He is getting very close to knockout damage. The neutral light turns him from orange to red. He's going to have to be very careful. Nice side air. Has Zyder in the orange.
In trouble.
Oh, and then he chooses to go off stage with the ground pound at the last second. Gonna take out Zyder. There is still life in this blue team.
They have the potential. Do they have the team combos? It's going to be a lot harder to do it with a hammer and a hammer because you've got that same move DI. I'd like to see one of them maybe throw it away, hope for a sword if they want a team combo, but they're not really even positioning for that death sandwich instead. Oh, wait, Neeze going to go for the throw. All right, here's the opportunity.
I wonder how much they practice with this double Bodvar combo in terms of actual in-game and 2v2 combo options.
You see them now, they're trying to set up for the sandwich though. Like you said, I'm not sure how much they practice this because we haven't seen this comp before, but it's gonna get denied the opportunity as 720 Polyshot hits the downlight recovery. 1v1 against Tobi. Tobi has the weapon advantage, but Polyshot with the unarmed recovery. Gonna take game number 3, winning it out 3-0 over Tobi and Neeze.
That was a very back and forth game, and if Polyshot didn't put out 751 damage, we would have had a different outcome there. He really put the game on his back. Even on the other side, Neeze putting out 598, just shy of 600. Tobi doing a little bit more, coming out at 361, but still not very healthy numbers coming out from him. He did take a whopping 642, so they didn't quite have the kill efficiency this game that they did previously.
Still fantastic match coming out from Neeze Tobi, Zyder, and 720.